Today we're going to talk about the chemical disaster that occurred in Pasadena, Texas.
Phillips 66 is a chemical complex located in Pasadena, Texas. About 30 years ago, they specialized in the production of polyethylene plastics used in containers like the one in the top right. In 1989, their plant experienced a very traumatic event. 85,000 pounds of flammable mixture, including ethylene, isobutane, hexane, and hydrogen, were released into the air. This vapor cloud was ignited by an unidentified source and resulted in an explosion. The initial blast had an explosive force comparable to that of an earthquake, ranking 3.5 on the Richter scale. A series of explosions followed, and fires burned at the plant for over 10 hours. The explosion resulted in over $715 million in damages. 23 people died and over 300 were injured. OSHA cited hundreds of violations on Phillips 66.
The major cause of this blast was an error during maintenance. The maintenance was being done by fish engineering and construction. To isolate the line being cleared and prevent release of chemicals, air hoses were to be disconnected from the settling leg. The hoses were replaced incorrectly in the cross-connected position, which led to opening the valve that contained the chemicals. A vapor cloud formed and was ignited within 2 minutes of release. OSHA investigated fish engineering and construction and found hundreds of violations within their company as well.
Phillips 66 has since agreed to pay a $4 million fine and institute process safety management procedures. This, however, was still not enough to overcome the hazards present in their plant. Since the chemical disaster in 1989, 2 more vapor cloud explosions have occurred in the same plant. In the map above, you will note that the metal shards from the explosion landed as far as 6 miles away from the plant. This caused a state of panic from the residents located near Phillips 66, which caused many issues between the public and the company.
Nearby homes were shaken by the blast badly enough to shatter windows. The public wanted the company to be held accountable, therefore hundreds of lawsuits were filed. They created a granite memorial in honor of the victims of the explosion. The company has now shifted their focus into multinational energy in order to stay relevant and trusted.
There are many things that could have prevented this disaster. The first would be the adherence to the safety procedure of plug removal. The safety procedure includes closing the specified valve, removing air lines, locking the valve in the closed position, then removing the product takeoff valve. If fish engineering and construction had followed this protocol, the disaster could have been prevented. Furthermore, OSHA found several other factors which contributed to the disaster, including a failure to maintain a fire protection system, a non-fail-safe block valve, inadequate ventilation systems, and a lack of gas detection and alarm systems.